Hello kids, good morning, year 5 and year 6 students. Well, along this week and next week as well, we're going to work on modal verbs, okay? The first thing we need to know is what are modal verbs. As it says here, okay, they don't express actions, they express attitudes, okay? The action is also given, but the action is the main verb and it comes right after the modal verb. Okay, so let me show you some examples. We are going to work with these four pairs of modal verbs. All right, so we've got can and can't. They express permission or ability to do something. All right, then we've got must and mustn't. Must express obligation and mustn't express prohibition. Okay, something is forbidden, something you cannot do because it's forbidden. Okay, then we've got should and shouldn't. These are the modal verbs we use to express advice. Okay, when we want to advise a friend or when the doctor advises us to do something or not to do it. Okay, and then finally, the last pair of modal verbs is would and wouldn't. Okay, would and wouldn't is when we want to speak about something that is not true, something that is not real. Okay, when we want to work on hypotheses. Okay, so after all this, I'm going to show you examples one by one. Okay, so we've got here can and can't. Okay, as I told you, after can or can't, we always write the verb, okay, and we use them to express ability or permission. Yes? So if we've got here, we've got an affirmative sentence and a negative sentence. The affirmative sentence in this case is expressing ability, but I can also use it in the negative if I don't know how to do something, okay? And the negative sentence, I can't go to bed late, is because you don't have permission. Again, this can come in an affirmative sentence if you do, if you have permission to do something, okay? So, in these two examples, the first one, it says, I can click my fingers, and I can prove it, look. I'm clicking my fingers, all right? The opposite of I can click my fingers, obviously, is I can't click my fingers. I don't know how to click my fingers. Okay, so in this case, in the negative sentence, we've got I can't go to bed late. Okay, when I was your age, my parents, they didn't give me permission to go to bed late. So I couldn't go to bed late when I was your age. Okay, and again, these ones, for example, if we want to speak about summer holidays or about weekends, I'm sure your parents give you permission to go to bed a little bit more late than the usual time. Yes, than when you go to school or when you have to work at home because there's no school at the moment. Okay. Yes, can and can't. Permission or ability. Yes. Okay. So now I want to show you the next part, the next pair of modal verbs. We've got must and mustn't. This one you could think is the opposites, but actually they are not opposites, okay? Must, we use must to speak about obligation, something you must do because your parents say so, or the law or the police say so, or the teachers at the school say so, okay? These are obligations. And then the opposite of an obligation, the opposite of must, is a prohibition, mustn't, okay? Mustn't, prohibition, must, obligation. Again, we always use must and mustn't plus the verb, plus the action, okay? Because must and mustn't express attitude, okay? They don't express the action. So in this case, I have the obligation, I must do my homework, and the prohibition, I mustn't miss school lessons. Okay? You know that right now with the coronavirus, you are not coming to school, but still you've got school lessons. Okay? We prepare them online and you work at home, but still these are school lessons. Okay? So you've got the obligation, I must do my homework, and then you have the prohibition. I mustn't miss my school lessons. Okay? Perfect. Remember, we always use the modal verb, in this case must or mustn't, and the verb. The verb indicates the action. Yes? Good. Okay. Then I want to show you the next pair of modal verbs. We've got should and shouldn't. Again, it always comes, these are the modal verbs, and you always need the action, you always need the verb to give them meaning, okay? When do we use should or shouldn't? Well, we use them to give advice, okay? For example, at the doctor, or when a friend gives you advice about something that is going on in your life, okay? So let me show you the examples. For example, I've got a toothache. Okay, then one friend would advise me, okay, hey, you've got a toothache, you should go to the dentist. Okay, this is a good tip, good advice, right? Or for example, I must be home at 9. Okay, if you must be at home at 9, if I were you, I think you shouldn't go very far away. Okay, because if you go far away, you wouldn't be at home at 9. Okay, and you will skip your time. So I must be home at 9. You shouldn't go very far away. Okay, we've got here one one piece of advice expressed with should, and then we've got here another piece of advice expressed with shouldn't. Okay, these are opposites, should and shouldn't. Okay, and then finally we've got one. You have seen it very like a million times. Okay, it's would and wouldn't. Again, we always need the verb. When do we express would or wouldn't? When we speak about something that is not real, okay? Something that is a hypothesis, okay? What is a hypothesis? Well, hypotheses are things not true, but you wish they come true, okay? So here, I've got two more examples, okay? I would visit Nepal if I had money. As this is not true because I don't have enough money to go to Nepal, this is something I would like to do, and I would do it in the future, okay? I would visit Nepal if I had money. And then, the last one I've got, I wouldn't stay home if the virus was not around. It means the virus is around. So, it means I wouldn't stay home if the virus is not around, okay? So, as this is not true, this is a hypothesis, okay? All right. I hope it helps you with your homework. Thanks for watching and bye-bye.